Hello there guys, and welcome to the F1 25 career mode here on the channel. We've done F1 here before, but it never really stuck, but this one I'm hoping will stick. I have just got a wheel, so it's going to be interesting because you'll see how bad some of my driving in the earlier stages is, and yeah, so that should be pretty interesting. If you do go on to enjoy it, then please make sure that you do like and subscribe. This is and the next episode are going to be the 2 prequels. They're going to include 5 really short edited down races. So yeah, without any further delay, let's get into it. And yeah, hope you guys do go on to enjoy. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you don't miss an upload in this series. And yeah, like I said, let's get into it. And we're going to be racing for VAR. And I can't remember. I think I chose Fittipaldi as my teammate as well. So yeah, let's get into it. So as this is a prequel to the 25 season, this is 24 season. We're starting at Bahrain, not Australia, but we started at Australia from last season again. So yeah, but not a great start. P22, and I think I'm pretty far down the order. So yeah, that isn't great. So yeah, like I said, still getting used to the wheel. As we go for the first time in the series, 5 red lights, and away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. And yeah, we don't get the best start, as you'll see in just a second. We do jump up a lot of places instantly into the grass, however. But we do end up going into the back of half of the grid, and that results in us getting a penalty 5 seconds into our first race. Oh dear, can only go up from here. And with 2 laps to go, the tyre wear was about 80. So yeah, first race ended with me just deciding to retire because yeah, we were finishing last no matter what at that point. The more I think about it, the more I think why. The more I think I probably should have just stuck it out. Yeah, not my finest hour, but yeah, let's hope it can get a little better in race 2. And in qualifying for race number 2, I have absolutely no clue what happened there. I will be so honest, I can't remember what happened there. But anyway, that would see us retire from crash out, of qualifying. And I promise you I'm better than this. And I do get a lot better than this further on in the throughout the career. I filmed this on the first day I had the wheel, and I went off for the, I can't remember if it's the race after this or the one after. But anyway, I end up doing races not part of the career mode, just Grand Prix on free mode, and I tend to get a bit more of the grips of using the wheel. So yeah, there's that to hopefully look forward to when we move on towards the back end of this episode, in episode 2, when I'm actually doing a little bit better. But yeah, our rating is starting to plummet as a result of how badly we're doing so far. So yeah, for the second time this season then, we would have it all to do in the race as we qualify in last place again. Not optimal at all, but let's see if we can actually get to grips with this wheel then. As we head to 5 red lights for the second time this season, and for the Australian Grand Prix, and away we go. Not the best launch in the world, in fairness from me. But we would end up recovering and getting a couple of positions through the gaps. But we would end up again colliding. This time, I'm not taking the blame for it, because you saw I got a little bump from the back. So this time it wasn't my fault. It did lead to us having front wing damage, and we would have to deal with that front wing damage at the end of the lap. We'd have to pit, so that's not great. However, as you can see, we aren't in last. 2 of the other cars actually had significantly more damage than us, and also significantly fell behind the rest of the pack, and that led to them still being about 14 seconds behind me, and I think the other one's over 30. So yeah, we got away with one there, luckily. So we are on track to not finish last for the first time. So in true I can't drive with that wheel yet fashion, we decide it's unfair if we don't finish last, and we have a little incident into the wall. We can't really gain control and we hit the wall, and yeah, it's not great. We just look at it here, round the corner into the wall. I can't regain control, straight into the other wall, and yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of our race for the second time this season. 2 races in, 2 retirements. Not great at all, and it is a real head in hands moment. So yeah, Kimi Antonelli ended up winning the race then. I think that's his second win so far this season, and yeah, it's just disappointing crashing out the way we did. And then off to Spielberg we would go, and something absolutely incredible would happen. This is when I'd already had my little practice sessions to the side. This is where it starts to get good. For the first time, we would cross the line and have the fastest lap in qualifying. Oh my days, I can't quite believe what's just happened. I had to fully stop the car. Oh my word. But yeah, it would dry up, so I would have to go out for a quick dries run on the super softs, and obviously we're gaining time here on our wet stint, but so are cars around us. That's why we are now down to 6th, which isn't bad, but obviously everyone else is going to go and do a run on super softs now, so we do need to get back out there and get a run done. And once again, not to spoil anything, absolutely incredible work from myself. It's still not a great lap, and you'll see what I mean in a second, but we would cross the line once again into pole position, and I got way too comfortable at that. So I fell down the order, and I go out for a recovery lap, but I am too late. And honestly, when I went out for my lap, I was in 7th. When qualifying finished, I was in 22nd. I genuinely don't know how I fell so far down the order. And I'm so annoyed at myself for getting comfortable. And as a result of that, we will start the Spielberg GP, the Austrian GP, bottom once again. This time it's not my driving that's messed me up, it's my own arrogance. Great start, ladies and gentlemen. Great start.
Here we are amidst the dense forest and rolling hills of Spielberg in Austria, just 2 hours out of Vienna. It's an amazing destination for the race today, and we're about to get started. So Spielberg is one of the shortest laps on the F2 calendar, just 10 corners, 7 right and 3 left. Look out for the uphill braking zone into turn 3 that represents one of the better opportunities to overtake. Also turn 4 straight afterwards, and then the next one being all the way back round to turn 1. Well then, after an exciting session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. A fantastic effort from Isaac Hadjar yesterday puts him on pole position, with Gabriel Bortoletto alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Behrman, Dirksen, Paul Aaron, Barnard, Antonelli, Miney, Verschoor, Victor Martins, Crawford, Fittipaldi, Dennis Hauger, Ritomo Miata, Pepe Marti, Stanek, O'Sullivan, Amory Cordial, Correa, Colapinto, Maloney, and Van Amersfoort rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. It is the Formula 2 race. It is time to introduce you to Alex Brundle. I'm Alex Jakes, and we've got changeable weather out there today. That's making for some nervous team personnel down in the paddock, down in the pit lane.
Well, uncertainty is what strategy's all about, but it absolves the teams from the responsibility of running both compounds of tyre. They might have to use that wet tyre, of course, and then the question is, where do those crossovers lie between the wet and dry conditions?
Okay, so I hope that this audio isn't clashing. Didn't know there was background audio. I apologise for that. But anyway, so as you know, with my FIFA careers, I like to do games in focus. For this first season, I'm going to do races in focus. This one will be a racing focus. I don't think I'm going to do that for the entire series, because obviously it'll be a racing episode when we get to F1. So there's that. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys go on to enjoy the remainder of this episode. Let's get into it. Starting with obviously the race at Spielberg. So for the race in Spielberg, then we would rev up that engine and we would get to 5 red lights, and away we go from P22. We are looking for a major recovery. It's an excellent start for us as well, and a little bit late on the brakes, and that, oh dear, we've already caused a not so great moment there. We've already got an illegal overtake. That was, to be fair, my fault. Obviously trying to recover, we ended up illegally overtaking Martins, who ironically Martins is my team mainstays. VNS in season 1 on that. You won't know about it because it's not been uploaded anywhere. But anyway, we would hand the position back to Martins as we then look to fight him a little bit later on the lap. We would be squeezed out as far as he can squeeze us, but in the end we would just about manage to make that overtake with little complications, and now we are starting to hunt down his teammate O'Sullivan. We are up to P14 to start this race off. Not too shabby indeed. Not too shabby indeed. Oliver Behrman setting obviously the fastest lap. Of course he has. He was the one to finish the lap first. So yeah, we would move on to push O'Sullivan. And eventually on lap 4 into the, I think, 3rd DRS zone of the lap, we would overtake Kimi Antonelli, who is having a poor race by his standards so far this season. And yeah, we would, like I say, get up and then we would go straight away to try and push Dirksen, but unfortunately we couldn't quite get him, and then we would spin, and just like that we lose positions. By lap 6 we had recovered those, but we had severe side pod damage and it was overheating the engine, and as you could see there, it was also affecting our braking a little bit. So yeah, that is not very great at all. However, on lap 6, and our newfound form would start to show itself. We're already on the podium, but now we are hunting down Ollie Behrman, and into the next DRS zone we would open it up, overtake Ollie Behrman, and for the first time in this career mode so far, we are hunting down a win. We are hunting Isaac Hadjar, and into the next DRS zone we would have a chance to go for the overtake. Unfortunately though, I was a little late in fairness opening DRS, and my acceleration out of that corner wasn't too great, so we would have to wait just a bit longer to overtake Hadjar. The quest to catch him wasn't helped by the fact I almost lose it there as well, but luckily we managed to just about recover. But as you saw there, the side pod damage is severe, really severe at this moment in time. And then into lap 8 we would go for the move on Hadjar, and that was a very, very iffy move. I will definitely admit that was an iffy move. FIA not bothered though, so we have got first place. I feel like I'm probably asking for a penalty there if that was real life, but hey ho, it's not. And I took a bit of wing damage there, you may have noticed. So the turning is not great, and we learnt that pretty quickly. Again, probably getting a penalty for that in real life. But this is the F2 prequel, we don't really care what happens here. And we would very, very much hang on to this lead. And it took us 3 races to finish a race. But it's absolutely worth finishing this one, because for the first time in our career, we have won a race. We win at Spielberg. We win our first race in Formula 2. We would also get driver of the day, but that isn't what we're here for. We're here for the podium celebrations, and for the first time in our career, like I said, we would get that moment on the podium, top step, and yeah, for the first time we win in Formula 2, ladies and gentlemen. We needed that. We really needed that. We've had a poor start, but it's funny what you can do when you start to learn some things about how your wheel works and your pedals, etc. I learned and I won. Controversially, I'll admit controversially, I probably shouldn't have won. I probably should have given Hadja his position back. But like I said, this is the F2 prequel, we're not really asked. I may have forgotten to record qualifying at Silverstone, but we would start from pole position at home, so that's nice. So yeah, apologies for that, but let's just continue on with the episode. And just like that, we would head to 5 red lights. That's our home race, and away we go from pole position. And yeah, not a lot really happened. Because these short races, there isn't a lot of room for a lot to happen, and as a result of that, we just jumped straight to the end, where the main thing that happened was the level of tyre wear, and that was genuinely a big concern of mine. I didn't want to get a puncture, but at the same time, I was defending Antonelli and Behrman, who are within a second of me. Also, Bortoletto as well was within a second, so there was 3 cars right up my bum, and yeah, we were struggling to defend them as a result of this tyre wear. But luckily, in the end, we would come through, and we would win our home race. Just about. 2 from 2, ladies and gentlemen. Forget the first 2 races, they're write-offs. 2 from 2 after learning how to use a wheel in my spare time. And what makes this one better is it is our home race. Absolutely lovely stuff, and yeah, feels great to win at home. Whoop, whoop, quite frankly. Absolute limbs from the AI crowd there to celebrate a home winner. But yeah, that was really concerning. I think, I can't remember what the end of the race was. I think it may have been like 80 odd tyre wear by the end of the race. Which is interesting because the softs appear to last a lot less time than the super softs do, which is weird to me. But anyway, doesn't matter, like I said in the last race. F2 prequel, we don't really care about the tyre wear here. I think it's just messed up with the multiplier that you've got to do or something, must be a glitch or something. But yeah, that's it. 2 wins out of 2 from day 2 of recording, which was very nice. Oh, we've done it again. We've done it again. After a great 2 races, we've absolutely bottled it at the Hungaroring. We've come out too late. We had a decent lap to start. We fell down the order. And we've left it too late for another lap. And now the rain is coming. The track's getting wetter. there's not a lot I can do. I'm sliding all over the place. Yeah, there's not a lot you can do at this point. There you go, see, the back end totally loses it round that corner. And yeah, just like that, we are starting quite low down at Hungary. And once again, everything just went wrong in this race. The tyre wear got way too high. We were out of the points. We were never going to catch up with anyone else in the points. And at that point, I figured it's better to finish the race than to get a puncture and not make it to the end. So I made the decision from P11 to box on lap 8. It's one thing I still haven't mastered is tyre wear. And yeah, we would go for the pit then on the final lap. I also forgot where the entrance was, so I slowed down way too early. So yeah, that's not great. So that probably didn't help either. But yeah, we would have to box then for some new tyres. We'd also pause for whatever reason, but we'd have to box for tyres. Still going to be a decent pit stop, I think. But yeah, annoyingly, we'd box, and I also had a bit of wing damage. And I remember why I paused now. This is the post-cop, so I don't remember everything. But yeah, I remember now. I was genuinely like frustrated because I forgot to tell them not to change my front wing. So yeah, that also didn't help. And unfortunately, there's not much point me really showing you this because, well, I might as well end the video on this lap, but because there's not more to happen. Nothing else happens. So yeah, this is the end of race 5. Antonelli's won, and we've only just left the first sector. We've not even left the first sector yet. Oh my word. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. If you did enjoy it, then definitely consider subscribing, clicking the notification bell so you never miss an upload. This has been a not too great episode. I'm trying to learn to use the wheel, I promise. And yeah, I hope that next episode we will be able to get better again and again. I have recorded some of the next episode, including Spa. That actually is a pretty interesting race because I have a little moment there. But yeah, actually I feel like I may have finished the entire everything now, but I could be wrong. So yeah, let's see how that goes. But anyway, like I said, thanks very much for watching today's episode. If you did go on to enjoy it, then don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as clicking the bell. I think most of the reason for this bad driving on that last lap is frustration more than anything. But yeah, that is it, like I said, for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in episode number 2 of the prequel. And yeah, hopefully by this time next week, we will be ready for the first Formula 1 episode. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.